votes to stay in New England. Well, Albert Breer, Monday Morning Quarterback, reported it was Robert Kraft, not Bill Belichick, that led the charge to convince McDaniels to stay with the Patriots. Breer added that Kraft is looking towards the future with Belichick about to turn 66 and Tom Brady about to turn 41. Shannon, what's your takeaway from this report?
Everybody knew that. Skip, dude, how many assistants of Coach Belichick has left and he tried to talk him into staying? None. He likes Josh a little more because Josh is the only coach assistant that has left Coach Belichick and has been allowed to come back. But remember, when he came back, Bill O'Brien was the offensive coordinator. So I think Josh was like an assistant or maybe a wide receiver coach or something. Mm-hmm. So we know what Coach Belichick thinks of Josh, but he wasn't going to try and talk him into staying because he felt that if he can get Josh out the way, it's more likely that Tom Brady would get out the way. Mm-hmm. Mr. Kraft said, like, well, you know, when I sat down and thought about it, you know, I got a 66-year-old coach and a 41, and we need long-term security. Coach Belichick said, Bob, did you realize what I was trying to do here? We had long-term security in the form of Jimmy Garoppolo, and you made me get up off it. Mm-hmm. So Coach Belichick said, you know what, now I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to wait it out. Because I know what you're trying to do, Mr. Kraft, Bob Kraft. I call him Mr. Kraft. Coach Belichick called him Bob. I know what you're trying to do. You tried to make me let me go, get me to go, and you know, Josh should be right here and everything stays the same and Tom Brady, nah, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to wait this out. I'm going to last longer than Tom Brady, and I'm going to go get me one of them Lombardis without him, and there will be no doubt in anybody's mind who's most responsible for the success of the New England Patriots. But I don't, nobody ever thought that Coach Belichick talked Josh McDaniels because he knew Josh.
That was the story that got put out.
Yeah. He knew Josh. If he wanted Josh to stay, he knew Josh had accepted this offer. I'm sure Josh McDaniels had told Coach Belichick. He even knew that he was going to interview for the job. He could have said, look, I'm only going to be here a couple of more years. Don't even worry about that. You're going to be my successor. Everything will be okay here. Well, Belichick said, well, go ahead on. Go on over there.
So do you think those initial reports were spin control, spin doctoring by the Kraft family, right?
Yes.
Because remember, this happened 2 days after a very emotional, gut-wrenching loss in the Super Bowl in which Bill Belichick's defense gave up 41 points to Nick Foles as Malcolm Butler stood on the sideline. Can I play, Coach? Nope, you can't play. You're in the doghouse for the whole game after you played 98% of the snaps during the regular
Skip, you got to let that go.
I cannot let it go because that was the essence of that Super Bowl loss. So, again, I think they tried to put out the story. Oh, Coach Belichick knocked on Josh's door and said, hey, think about this. And, hey, let me give you part of my responsibility. Baloney. I think neither of us thought that.
No.
Right?
No.
So what I thought was about to happen, but it didn't, in fact, it swung the other way, I sincerely believe, because I was still raw from the loss, I thought Kraft was about to fire Bill Belichick. That's what I thought. I thought he looked at the whole year, and after he obviously ordered him to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, he had given away Jimmy Garoppolo for a mere second-round pick to the 49ers, and then he effectively sabotaged the defense in the Super Bowl. After he's stuck.
Stop using that word.
Well, didn't it feel like that?
No.
Well, what if you know, I'm not saying he's your best defensive player, but he's your best defensive back. Is that fair to say? Yeah, he is. He is. He's your best defensive back. And you don't play him a single down as Nick Foles lights you up and scored 41 points. What does that feel like to you? Seriously, what does that feel like?
It would hurt, Skip.
Yeah.
It would hurt because the guy that's played so much, we've seen him make the play that got Malcolm Butler known by becoming a household name was he only played 18 snaps on the defense, but he will forever be known he made the greatest defensive play, maybe in NFL history. Forget the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the history for the significance and what it did.
I would agree with that. I can't think of one more significant than that. No.
And then, Skip, think about what Josh says. He says, well, I didn't know what my future was going to be. Huh? Your future was going to be, you was going to be head coach of the Indianapolis Colts. And
And by the way, given your flame out in Denver, isn't that a pretty good second chance?
yeah,
Wow.
because you've been a bust of epic proportion. Every place you've called plays, with the exception of New England and having Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You called plays for Kyle Orton. You called plays for, no, you were gone. You got fired before Tebow got into the lineup.
He picked Tebow.
Right.
Go ahead.
You called plays in the Rams for Sam Bradford.
did.
And you were terrible. So the only place that you've had success is in New England, calling plays for Tom Brady. Coach Belichick, this is so out of the norm for Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick talking to one of his assistants, because what made Coach Belichick so great is that he's had such great turnover and he still has success.
Yeah.
Charlie Weiss leaves, nope, win. Romeo Cannell leave, win. Eric Mangini leaves, we win. So what makes Coach Belichick's lure so appealing is that it doesn't matter who comes or goes.
Nope.
He still wins.
So what do you think that, well, again, we were supposed to believe Bill Belichick, but let's say Kraft and or Belichick had to tell Josh McDaniels to make him opt completely out. He'd already accepted the job
Yes.
and they had announced it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what would he be told that would make him completely turn and look pretty bad publicly to stay in New England? What would he have to know?
You on deck.
Okay? And how soon are you going to be on deck? Maybe next year? Right? Maybe one more year?
Well, I think that obviously this is his dream job. His dream job was to be the head coach and actually coach Tom Brady. But I don't know if that. I believe Coach Belichick gonna wait him out now. Coach Belichick doesn't like, because he saw Mr. Kraft. You see, I see what you're doing. You didn't try to talk Charlie Weiss. You didn't try to talk Eric Mangini or Romeo Cannell or Bill O'Brien. But you wanted him. I see what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to team up on me, make it 3 against 1. You, Josh McDaniels, and Tom Brady against old Bill. But Bill ain't going nowhere.
Okay, so you can laugh at me if you want, but I would have fired Bill Belichick after that Super Bowl. That's
Why?
I just would have over the whole year. It would feel like after I told him you have to trade your guy, then it's not going to work. From that point forward, it's not going to work. And I would say, Bill, I chose Tom, and I'm going to stick with Tom, and you need to go find your last hurrah, your last stop. And he would have. But something happened that we don't know. Maybe. See, I would have done it, but Robert Kraft would not have. He's not made of the kind of stuff that it would take to fire Bill Belichick.
He's not a confrontational guy.
He's not.
Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones.
You better believe it.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you know, listen to him talk. He says, Mr. Kraft tells you, he tries to avoid conflict. He tries to appease both sides. He goes to Coach Belichick, okay, Bill, this is what we're going to do. He goes to Tom, okay, Tom, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to be the bickering. He doesn't like being in the middle of it. So that would be totally out of his character. Now, he did put his foot down. He put his foot down once before with Coach Parcells.
He did.
Like, this is my grocery store. You ain't shopping for Jack up in here.
Yep. But he had to put his foot down because there was a thing called the deadline. Like it came where you had to fish or cut bait with Jimmy G, right?
Right.
You either going to have to sign him for the long term and go with him and tell your quote-unquote son Tommy, I'm sorry, but you got one more year. Well, that would have been it.
Right.
But you got half a year more, right? Or you got to tell Bill Belichick, I'm sorry, but you have to trade him. And he chose that route. And the only curveball to this whole thing, I thought that's where we're heading, anti-Belichick. And all of his comments over the last 2 weeks have been pro-Belichick and anti-Brady. And I don't get it.
Yeah, we need to start thinking about a succession plan. We got a quarterback going to be 41 years old.
Remember when he got hurt?
2008. And, long term.
Yeah.
And
So
Coach Belichick.
is it possible Robert Kraft, for the first time in his ownership life, is choking? Is he just choking? Like he's just caught in the middle and he's trying to play both sides against the middle?
Well, the thing is, Skip, he's giving Coach Belichick such great latitude to have you do what you need, give him carte blanche service. And the one time, he might be having buyer's remorse. He might be like, you know what, Bill, maybe you were right. But there's nothing you can do about it. San Francisco is not trading Jimmy Garoppolo back to you. So where are you now, Skip? And just think, Tom Brady retires next year, and let's just say they take a quarterback in the second or the third round. You know what it's going to be like, Skip, for a couple of years. It might. It's never going to be like that once Tom Brady leaves. But
Okay,
Coach Belichick.
so if you're Josh McDaniels, why would you say yes to that 2 days after the Super Bowl? Why would you stay in New England? If you think Tom's only going to be there for one more year, why would you?
But he doesn't think that. I mean, I
Josh?
think, yeah, Josh.
I think Josh thinks 4 more years.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's why he would stay.
Yeah.
Because Tom Brady makes you look pretty good, you know.
Whoa, Skip.
Does he not? Well, you just said it.
Well, who called that play that he fumbled the ball? That's what I want to know. Who called that play that he dropped the pass? I want to know who called it because I demand.
Who knew Jimmy G had this much juice?
That's Coach Belichick.
He's going to end up being the guy.
They be FaceTime.
Does J.R. Smith really think LeBron is the GOAT, or is he just defending his buddy? We'll discuss that next.